if you're a man and your tummy is gradually increasing, or you already have this big protruding stomach, I think you should start getting worried because it has a lot of implications as a man. Now, let me tell you this, belly fat is not an evidence of good living as a lot of people will tell you, or as a lot of people think. I know some people say it jokingly. Look, when your tummy starts getting big as a man, it shows that you are developing a higher risk of getting or contracting some deadly health conditions that you don't want to experience. Before we go ahead to talk about these conditions in this video, I want you to watch an interview I had with a man who is already sporting a big belly and is trying to bring it down. Please, sir, can you tell us your name and the kind of work you do? Is it an office work, a field work? Are you a businessman? So I will know whether you sit down all the time or
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Christian Onyenali. I'm a supernumerary police with Renaissance. I'm a public servant. So the work I do is always, sometimes you sit a lot, sometimes you stand a lot.
Okay, sir, let me just ask you this question. I know you are above 30, but below 50, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. I just don't want to ask you your age directly. I just want to guess. Okay. So now, please, can you tell us what annoys you about having a big tummy as a man? Tell us your experience or what annoys you or what you don't like.
Okay, thank you. What I
Right.
don't like about this tummy is because it makes me feel uncomfortable. And in terms of movement, you cannot move as quickly as possible. In the terms of maybe you are chasing an intruder due to the nature of my work, I will not be able to run. My body is too heavy for me. So it's very uncomfortable. The tummy is actually dragging my step backwards. If I run from here to this pole now, you see that I'll be panting.
Wow.
So that is it.
Okay, so I didn't know men that had, big tummy find it uncomfortable. So you're saying that it makes you uncomfortable when your tummy is big as a man?
Yes,
Okay,
it do.
okay. Apart from that, are there any emotional or psychological effects? Do you feel sad because your tummy is big or anything?
Yes, I feel sad because as my tummy is big, when you stand erect, what they
Yeah.
will see is your tummy, and it makes you
Okay.
look like a papaish, or you look older than
Your
your
age.
age. You
Okay.
see, somebody will be saying, I wish that you can transfer this tummy to your wives to give birth to a child. So it's very annoying.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, let me just ask this question, sir. What are your favorite foods? What kind of foods do you eat normally in a day? Just can you mention them?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can. The food I normally eat are more of a carbohydrates. Also, in the morning, I can eat gari in the morning. I
Oh my
also,
God.
this one they call fufu.
What of rice?
Rice, I take more of rice also.
What of tea and
See,
bread?
that is my favorite
Your
food that make
favorite?
my tummy to be bossy. I can finish Gibsco bread, you know how big the bread is, or let's say this jumbo size of bread. I can shut it down for
But
the only day.
but I should have known that all those kinds of foods will make you hard. Didn't you notice when the tummy started getting bigger so that you can backpedal on how you consume these foods, or you because you enjoy them, you just ignore the signs?
When it started gradually. You understand? Where it gets worse is when we get to the field. There you sit down without much exercise due to the nature of our job. And you eat. The one you eat has not digested. They brought another one. So the more you are eating, the more the body is expanding because of the pressure food. The food are more of
Carbohydrates.
carbohydrate.
Okay, please, sir. Then another question I want to ask: do you drink alcohol?
No, I don't.
Okay, you don't drink alcohol at all.
No, I
All
don't
right.
drink alcohol.
What time do you eat your dinner every day?
Sometimes I can eat my dinner even in 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. So I don't have a specific time that I eat my dinner.
Dinner. What kind of food do you eat during your dinner meal?
Okay, like I said, I like fufu and gari. So I usually eat 12 in the morning, that is 12 a.m. the following day. I can eat it. In fact, at any time at all. There's a time I ate gari around
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
That
So
one is.
that one is, I
Oh
don't
my
really
God.
know what that's actually
Okay.
result to that.
Another question I want to ask is: do you go to gym, or is there any exercise regimen you you have?
No, I don't go to the gym.
Okay, and now let me just ask you, do you want to bring down the belly, to
Yeah,
be
so
flat?
of course, I just really want the belly to go down.
Okay, so is there anything you want to tell your fellow men out there, maybe those that are not watching what they are eating right now, and those people that, their stomach has started coming up, but they are not taking it as anything, or those that have big tummies and everything?
Okay, my fellow men over there, my advice to you people, both those who drink alcohol and who do not drink alcohol, who eat a lot, like me, we should curtail the habit of eating too much. If you watch, having a protruded stomach is not good. From a induction they did, a seminar they did concerning prostate cancer, they said those who have a protruded stomach are liable of having prostate, and it's not good for somebody from the age of 40 to be having this. It makes you look older than your age and makes you not to look
All.
smart, dull. So in terms of any other thing, it makes you not to perform very well because you may be pounding. So I will advise men over there, it is not good to have a protruded stomach.
Oh, there is one
So
you just mentioned. Are you saying that big belly don't allow men to perform very well in
yes,
bed?
in bed, it's true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That means it takes their energy and they pant a lot
they
during the
pant a
process.
lot, you stress the woman a lot. Just imagine when you have a big tummy, you cannot cuddle your wife, it makes it
Clumsy and
clumsy
everything.
and difficult, and you
Okay.
cannot give what you really want to
Want to
give
give.
out because of the tummy.
Okay, thank you, sir, Mr. Christian. Glodikany Wellness Channel. We appreciate your time and
Thank you.
your willingness to talk to our men out there. So there you have it, men. In fact, ladies and gentlemen. So you can also help your husbands to at least manage their diet very well, so that they don't come and be developing this big tummy when they are already maybe hitting 40, from 40 and above. So let's go ahead and continue our video. We are going to be talking more of what is causing this and what you can do to at least start fighting it now before it gets big. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about belly fat in men. Before we continue, I want to welcome you back to Glodikany Wellness. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. We are kind of researching, following health researchers and doctors to find out how we can live better, healthier, and happily. Okay, remember what I used to say: your health is your real wealth, and this is what we are doing on this channel. We want to see how we can make our lives simpler by practicing healthy lifestyle, okay, from dieting, fitness, all those simple affordable styles of living that will make sure you are pursuing your health even though you are hell-bent on making money. And make sure, please, not just subscribe, share these videos. There are a lot of people who don't have the time to check all these facts or even research about their health as we are doing. So please share the link. Just copy the link to our videos on YouTube and paste it on your social media accounts and encourage your friends to watch. Hit the notification button so that anytime our videos drop, you will be the first person to watch it. Okay, now let's continue to talk about belly fat, and if it is just an evidence of good living or if it is a ticket to developing deadly health challenges. Did you know that you can accumulate fat on many parts of the body? Women, we accumulate fat on our labs, buttocks, arm hair. There are a lot of places to accumulate fat, but the deadliest position to accumulate fat as a man is your tummy. Unfortunately, men has just their tummy to accumulate fat. Now, why am I saying belly fat for men is the most dangerous? Because it's made up of two types of fat. We have the subcutaneous fat. This one you are seeing visibly. To you, your tummy is getting bigger and you are seeing that pound of flesh just behind your skin. Then we have the visceral fat. This one goes directly to your organs. That is, they are surrounding the walls of your organs. And belly fat is made up of these two types of fat. Now, due to the position of the visceral fat, that is, it covering your internal organs, it exposes you to a lot of health challenges, and these ones are so deadly. According to the report from researchers at Mayo Clinic, when you develop belly fat as a man, you stand a higher risk of certain health conditions, including high blood pressure, heart disease, high blood sugar, and diabetes. You are also exposing yourself to certain types of cancers, stroke, fatty liver, early death, and even sleep apnea. Now let's talk about the reasons behind this belly fat that a lot of men are carrying around. The first reason that you cannot ignore is age. When men start getting older, their tendency to develop belly fat starts to increase as well. According to health researchers, from 30 above, men start losing muscles, and if these men are not physically active, their loss of muscle become worse. Now, according to a National Institute of Health research report, muscle mass decreases approximately 3 to 8% per decade after the age of 30, and this rate of decline is even higher after the age of 60. Now, what's the implication of losing muscles as a man? The way your body uses calories begins to decline. Normally, when you are young, your body gets active, your body gets to work and starts utilizing the calories to bring them down because you are physically active. But by the time you get to 30 and you are increasing in age, the way your body uses those calories decreases, and before you know it, you start storing them in your tummy. So at this point, the best and the simplest solution is to stop eating a lot of calories and then get more physically active. The second reason men develop a lot of belly fat is diet. According to a study published in the National Library of Medicine about diet and visceral fat, the researchers performed a comprehensive 2-year longitudinal study in more than 624 healthy people and found that dietary habits are crucial in the development of overweight and obesity. So you see, when it comes to your diet, what you eat determines what your body gives you. It's not like in computer when you say garbage in, garbage out. No, if you put garbage in your body system, it's going to stay there and then do what? Destroy something for you. And in this one, it's going to stay around your organs in the form of visceral fat, and it's not very good at all. Now, some of the foods that we consume a lot that is increasing this belly fat for our men include cakes, ice cream, we have donuts, we have french fries, a lot of fried chicken. You know, these foods contain a lot of trans fat. In fact, there are so many of them and you can find them in the description below. I'm going to outline some of them so that you just go and see them. Another thing that causes a lot of this belly fat in men includes sodium. It will shock you to know that you can ingest sodium from milk. You can ingest sodium from other foods like processed meat and even snacks. Some of these snacks that we rush as if it's healthy, some of them are not healthy. They introduce a lot of sodium in your system and it's not good for you as a man. Then the one that is actually dealing with a lot of us, both men and women, is this processed foods we consume in large quantities. Some of those things we rush, you know, this fry, this pie, all of them are processed food. I heard somebody one day say that if you want to live long, avoid anything that is made in a factory. Now, if you want to know most of these foods or more about these foods, just check the description below. I'm going to outline most of them there. Another thing that is causing a lot of belly fat among our men is stress. I know you may not think so, but do you know that stress can cause you to add a lot of weight? And in this case, it makes our men develop belly fat. You might be wondering, how is stress causing belly fat for me as a man? When you are stressed, your body releases a stress hormone known as cortisol. What does this stress hormone cortisol do? It increases your craving for high calorie foods. And when you eat these high calorie foods, your calorie intake increases. And when you are accumulating a lot of calories as a man from age 30 and above, you are storing a lot of visceral fat, because remember, your physical activity is reducing and the way your body uses those calories is also reducing because you're losing body muscle. So the way your metabolism is just dropping and you cannot burn those calories fast. Before you know, your body starts storing them as visceral fat. According to a 2018 review by World Obesity Foundation, chronic stress contributes to overall weight gain and obesity. How does it happen? It reduces your sleep quality. It increases your hunger hormone and food cravings, like I said before. And you know what happens when you consume a lot of calories, more than you burn. Another thing that those researchers discovered is that when your stress level is high and when you are on that chronic stress condition, your desire for physical activity reduces, and you know how bad it is when you are consuming high calorie food and then you are not motivated to get physically active. So you see, apart from dieting, which is very, very crucial, the next thing that men should really, really try to avoid is chronic stress. I know that our men stresses a lot. Most men, their own level of stress gets high because of the mental work they put out every day. Mental stress can be so stressful. Let me just say it that way. So you just have to learn to reduce stress. And there are a lot of stress reducing activities that you should start engaging yourself into, especially if you are always working in a highly stressful environment. So if you're a man and you're constantly losing sleep, like you are not getting to that targeted 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day, and maybe because of stress, it's so wrong, because you're going to be developing belly fat, and it's going to be gradually, start gradually, and you will not notice. According to an article published by many health researchers in Italy, short and long sleep duration have been associated with risk of obesity, both in children and adults. So for most of us that believe that you are burning the midnight candle and everything, remember, health is your real wealth. If you keep burning this midnight candle and then you don't sleep well, allowing your body to relax and, should I say, rejuvenate and rest, so that your body system will get ready for the next day as it should, you are causing more harm than good for yourself. Now, there is another reason we will not ignore in this video, and that's genetics. Some people naturally have it in them to store fat in their tummy, like maybe it's in their family. It's not like you cannot stop it. It's just that you are going to work harder than those whose genetics doesn't cause them to store fat in their tummy. So you're just going to do more. You're just going to put more effort. But sometimes it's not your fault. It's just genetics. So if you have this history of belly fat, big tummy, like all your brothers have big tummy in your family, just expect it. All you just have to do is to start on time to put preventive measures in place to make sure you don't get to their level. Maybe while also researching for this topic, I discovered that there are 10 types of genes that you will have. Your chances of developing belly fat will get higher than others. I'm going to link it in the description so that you just open that study and read it yourself. So if you have these genes in you, there's a higher possibility, or your chances of developing belly fat as a man gets higher than others. But like I said, you can also fight it by being conscious of it and then putting that extra effort that others don't need to put. Now, I won't conclude this video without touching the other cause, that is alcohol. You see, there is what we call as beer belly. When people drink alcohol, a lot of people think that alcohol alone is responsible for belly fat. No, what this alcohol intake does is to increase the fat, because alcohol contains calories too. If you take alcohol and then you combine it with sedentary lifestyle, that is less physical activity, and then you also add this terrible diet to it, you have compounded the problem, and before you know it, your tummy is big. It's not just because you're taking 1 or 2 bottles of alcohol, that's why you have a big belly or beer belly. No, alcohol contributes to it. It is not the main culprit here. So what can you do if you are somebody who takes alcohol? Just make sure you find the calorie content of the alcohol you're taking. I'm going to add a link in the description where there's a table of different types of alcoholic drinks and their calorie content. If you're somebody who cannot stay without taking alcohol, just check the list, find the drinks, and then check their calorie content, and then you know how to choose. Then there's another way you can balance it. When you take alcohol, make sure the food you eat are not high calorie food also. If your body requirement of calorie as a man in a day is 2,500 or 3,000, and then the drink you already taking that day has 3,000 calories already, after drinking, you go home at night and still sit down, download one big plate of rice or gari or fufu or semo. What have you done? You've just compounded the whole problem. Another cause or another reason for belly fat among men is this hormonal imbalance. Everybody knows about testosterone in men. It's a hormone, and you may know it for other things, but this same hormone also promotes muscle growth. So when you are aging, your testosterone level comes down and it leads to decline in your muscle. Remember what I said before, age. When your muscle is declining, your muscle mass is declining, that means the way your body uses calories also reduces. It keeps coming down. So when this your hormone is coming down, it becomes a problem for you. That's why at that age, you are not supposed to be ingesting a lot of calories. According to healthline researchers, testosterone promotes muscle growth. As a result, some testosterone deficient men tend to gain fat more easily than their healthy peers. So when this hormone is deficient in you as a man, you just watch yourself developing belly fat. So you can also go to your doctor and also check it if you are now becoming too worried about it. Now, from all the causes or all the factors that are leading to belly fat among men, there are some things you can start doing today to make sure you reduce your chances of developing belly fat, or you now start bringing this belly fat that you've already accumulated down. Remember, visceral fat, subcutaneous fat, all of them keeps your tummy big, and this ones causes your chances of developing all these dangerous diseases to go higher. From today, you just have to be monitoring the kind of foods you take. And in my subsequent videos, I'm going to be sharing some foods you can start taking as a man to make sure you reduce your calorie intake, or to make sure you reduce your belly fat or reduce your chances of developing a big tummy. So when it comes to food, make sure you avoid those foods that has trans fats like I mentioned before, and you will still also find them in the description below. Another thing you should just be doing is to make sure you focus on fibrous foods, like those foods that contain fiber. One of them that is so common around you, these foods contain good fats, like, and they can reduce abdominal fat. One of them is avocado pear. Avocado doesn't just help you to reduce abdominal fat, it also helps you to control hunger and promote intestine health. Another thing I want you to really be careful when it comes to food is timing. Timing of food is so important. A lot of men leave the house in the morning and then they reserve their sumptuous food during dinner time. So if you're a man and you want to reduce your belly fat, or you want to reduce your chances of developing belly fat, make sure your timing of food is right. Don't eat high calorie foods at night. No. If you must eat it in a day, and if you are doing a very physically straining work, I believe eating it earlier in the day before taking on or carrying on your physical activities will be very advisable. Now let's talk about stress. I know we can't do without stress. As a man, if you can, try to reduce stress, overthinking, over worrying, a lot of things going on in your head. You can learn to pen them down. If you must plan, don't plan in your head, just plan on a paper. Okay, another thing you can do to reduce stress is sleep. Make sure you don't compromise on your sleep. You see that plan that you didn't finish during the day, don't use it to eat deep in your time of rest. Try as much as possible to do physical activities. I personally, in my first video of my 10,000 steps, I told you I discovered that those 10,000 steps helped me to reduce the mental stress that I've accumulated over the years. I couldn't believe it. I started sleeping very well. So even though you don't have time to hit the gym, in the evenings after all the stress of the day, try to take some steps, walk around your environment. You don't need to go to the gym. Reduce your stress. Sleep very well. You can meditate. You can even play soft music. There are some calming, nerve calming songs out there that you can play. Just make sure you bring down your stress level. Like we talked about alcohol, if you must take alcohol, please moderate it. And like I told you, in the description below, you'll see a link where you find a table. That table contains different alcoholic drinks and their calorie level. So that when you have taken these drinks, you will now know the level of calories you're supposed to take in a day. Now, let's talk about bakery products. Minimize bread, fries, pies, donuts, this, that. What of added sugar? Oh, processed food, even fruit juice, all this processed food you see, you go to the supermarket to buy. Remember, somebody said if you want to live long, avoid things made in a factory, because there are a lot of things in it. Processed food, processed drink, they have added sugar, they have preservative, they have MSG, they have a lot of things, additives, a lot of junks. When you now take them, ingest them into your body system, they will start going to do, they will start doing their work of destroying your internal organs. Please, sometimes before you take anything into your mouth, I call it intentional eating. Before you ingest anything, ask yourself, this thing I'm eating, is it going to cause havoc for me, or is it going to help my body to function well? There's another one that is so important, and I'm going to dedicate a video to talk about some of these things I'm mentioning casually. Like I said, I don't want this video to be too long, but there is also intermittent fasting. This one will help you to reduce belly fat, okay? And in my next videos, I'll be making sure I treat some of these things. In another video, I'm going to be telling you how many hours of sleep you need as a man or as a woman or as someone from age 30 and above. Remember, like what Mr. Christian said, this belly fat also reduces libido. And I know as a man, you don't want to play with that aspect of your life. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Please put all these things in practice and hit that notification button, because from now we are going to be talking about this dieting, this sleep, and I'm going to be finding solutions to help you to make sure you emphasize your health and to make sure you start living intentionally, eating intentionally, emphasizing what I believe, that your health is your real wealth.